Hello everyone, my name is Nicole Vandervoort and I am one of the academic librarians here at Coastal Carolina Community College's library. I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of some resources that'll be really helpful for you for your sociology project. And if you have any questions after the presentation, you are more than welcome to contact the library. I will show you how to get to the library's website right now. There are two ways to get to the library's website. The first is by going onto the Coastal Carolina Community College homepage. Under Student Resources, you'll see Library, and that'll bring you to the library's webpage. Another way you can get to the library's website is by logging into your student account. Once you sign in, there will be a section that says Library Resources, and you can access the website that way as well. When you are signed into your portal, it'll look like this, and you'll see Library Resources, which you can then click on. Logging in through your student portal is the more efficient way of getting to the library's resources, especially if you are a distance education student, if you have all your classes online, if you can't physically come to the library or onto campus. This will allow you to automatically be signed into all of our databases, so you don't have to do any additional sign-in processes. So just so you know, signing in through your portal and then accessing the library from there is the better way of doing it. And this is the library homepage. We have a little bit of information for you on the top, such as the phone number to our direct line, our email address you can contact if you have any questions, and of course our address. We are located on the main campus in the LRC building, which is right behind the administration building, pretty much in the center of campus. We also have a spot here where you can see our library hours. We do update this regularly to make sure it is as accurate as possible for you guys so you can see when we are open. During the normal school year, we are open 7 to 7 Monday through Thursday and 7 to 5 on Fridays. And we are also open 9 to 3 on Saturdays. So if you need to do some studying over the weekend and it doesn't really work wherever you are, such as at home or at a coffee shop, you can come here to the library if you so choose. We are open from 9 to 3 every Saturday. This is the main bulk of our website. Here in the middle, we have a section called Quick Links, which is some quick information for you. We also have on the right-hand side some research help spots that could be really helpful. This one right over here that says Get Research Help, when you click on it, you get 3 options how you would like to choose to connect with us. You can choose the option of doing chat now. You can do a virtual meeting, which is where we have a video meeting. And then you can also choose to do an in-person one-on-one session here in the library. You also can click here on this chat box and it will pop up for you there as well. If you don't yet have a library card, you do need to have one to access our physical collection here if you want to check anything out or if you want to sign into your library account. So what you need to do is right here, you would click on I need a library card, which will then bring you to our library card application. You fill this out online and we will contact you when your library card is ready to pick up. You also can choose to sign up for a library card physically in the library. Down on the bottom of the page, we have a section for library news and events, and we also have some basic information here for you, such as materials and services, our policies and our mission, and a suggestion box for any books you would like us to get here physically in the space. Under policies and mission, you can see our general policies for the library as well as circulation for non-students, for early college students, so that could be something helpful to look at depending on what type of student you are. And then with the materials and services section, this breaks down a little bit more of some other resources we have available for you, specifically our online content, as well as our non-book items. We do have things that you can check out, such as laptops, chargers, we have graphic novels, headphones, and tons of different things. All right, now let's get into doing a little bit of research. With your assignment, you should have already by now chosen a topic based on one of your chapters. If you are still struggling or you think your topic may be a little too broad still, I'm going to show you a resource that you can narrow your topic or even choose a topic. Right here on the right-hand side under Research Help, we have a spot that says Credo Reference. We're going to click on that. Credo Reference is a database mainly of reference sources such as dictionary and encyclopedia entries. There are also some book entries as well. Most of the materials you find here are not going to fit with a scholarly peer-reviewed resource, however. One thing Credo Reference does have that is really helpful is called the mind map, and I'm going to show you the mind map right now. For this exercise, I'm going to use the keyword media. And this is what happens when you do a general search in Credo. And you can see here on the right-hand side, we are getting the mind map. The mind map takes your topic and breaks it down into further, more narrow disciplines. We can see here with media, it's breaking it down such as mass media, journalism, new media, media studies, electronic media, and so on. And something that's great about this is when you click on one of these options, such as journalism, it actually creates more webs. It furthers that topic for you. This is a great resource when you are not sure how to find the specific types of keywords that you're typing in. This can be a great spot to get some ideas for that. This is also a good resource for when you have a topic that's a little too broad and you need to narrow it down more. All right, it is now your turn to try. Type in your topic or just anything that you'd like in the search bar up here and see what the mind map gives you. All right, we are back on the home page. What we're going to do now is a basic search. Here in the middle of the screen, you can see there are two search bars. Well, which one are you meant to use? I'm going to tell you. So the bottom one is for our library catalog. That searches everything physically here in the library space, whether it is our books, our DVDs, our graphic novels, our headphones, our laptops, our reference materials, our course reserves, anything like that. So if you want something physically here in the space, you can use this search bar to find that. You are allowed to use books for your project, so you can use the library catalog if you so choose. This search bar above the library catalog is the one search bar, and this searches everything else the library has to offer, whether it is other books at other community college libraries, ebooks, audiobooks, scholarly articles, and many, many, many more things. So it may be simpler to use the one search bar. Just so you know, the library catalog materials do not appear in the one search bar. So if you want to find books and content physically here in the library, you do have to use the library catalog search bar. If you want something that's not physically in the library, you use the one search bar. This is what it looks like when you come into the catalog for our physical collection. You can see here that it does highlight the keyword of media. And let's say you want to see about putting the book on hold. Right here, you click place hold, and you would sign into your library account. Now, how you sign into your library account is the following. Your username is your library card number. Your password is the 4-digit PIN number that you give us when you sign up for your library card. If you forget your PIN number, we can change it for you. We cannot tell you what the current PIN is. Our system does not allow us to see it, so we can change it. If you want to see books at other libraries, right here you click everything and search again. And now you have all of the books through the consortium that we have with other community college libraries in the state. You can click on it and see where it's available. So we can see these are the following libraries, and we can also see if they're circulating books or if they're reference books. Traditionally, reference materials cannot be checked out or leave the library. So you want to see something that says circulating books. That'll be what you're looking for. Let's say you want this book. You can place the hold, you sign in with your library card number and your PIN, and it'll ask you to choose your pickup location. Make sure it's coastal, and then you're good to go. Back on the home page now, I'm going to show you a little bit about doing a search in our OneSearch. We're going to choose our keyword of media again. And this is what the OneSearch catalog results look like. Now you can see here we have a big result number, over 200 million results. That can be really intimidating. So I'm going to show you some steps you can do to lower your result number to match exactly what you're looking for and make it a little more welcoming. Over here on the left, we have our filters. One that we always want to make sure is clicked is scholarly and peer-reviewed. And that cut a lot, 199 million. So we can see now a lot of the content we're going to be looking at is exactly what we need. Now, if you already know right off the bat, you're more of a journal article type of person, you can go ahead and click it if you want to. You don't have to use only journal articles for this assignment, but if you do choose a journal article, make sure you have the full text online checked as well, because you need to make sure you can actually read the entire article. Now from here, let's say you want to just first get a handful of resources that could be helpful for you and then evaluate them later. What you can do is you're like, okay, this one seems kind of promising just based on the title. Right here, you hover for preview and you can see the abstract. You can read it over right here. If you're like, this might not be what I'm looking for, you just move on. Go to the next one. You hover and you're like, okay, this one is actually really similar to my topic. I can kind of see that there could be valuable information in this. Right here, you would click save this item, and it saves it right here on a bookmark. Just so you know, once you go through your whole process of your bookmarks, you have to go in here and export them right away. This does not stay in perpetuity, it does expire. Something you may see over here that has a number with tons of colors, this is called a Scopus score. And this basically means that the higher the number, the more the article is talked about in conversation. So you can see here, it's been picked up by a news outlet, it's been blogged about, it's been tweeted about, it's even gotten into some Reddit posts and different things like that. So usually the higher the number, the better, because it means it's being talked about. Now, it could be being talked about for the wrong reasons, so it is good, of course, to evaluate your information. And from here, you keep going and you're like, social media engagement behavior, maybe you scroll through, okay, yes, I want this, and you keep going. And this is just your first round of gathering some possible articles that could be helpful for you. If you're the type of person that wants to right away read the article to see if it'll help you, you just click right on the title, and it brings you to the database that it's in. This one happens to be in Gale Academic 1 file. And you can see here we have the full text for you to read through. And let's say you want to go a little bit further. You need to verify your information. Something you can do here is look at the information that's up right around here. So we can see here we have the authors. They have links, which means they are likely published more than once. And that's a good sign. You don't want to do an author that has only been published once and it may be kind of outdated. So you can see here, in this database specifically, this author has 2 resources published. That's not bad. This has 1, might not be good. Also 2. That's something to consider. You know, if it's kind of hard for them to actually get published, that may be a reason because their research isn't good or accurate. You can see here, this is the publisher. So this is from the Nordicom review. And that might not be good because a review is not academic per se. So that's something to keep in mind. But let's say you communicated with your instructor and you said this is from a university, as you can see right here. You know, you do some Googling on the authors, you see that they have PhDs, they've been working in the field for a long time, they seem respected, they seem accountable. Your instructor gives you permission to use the resource. You can print it, you can download it, you can send it to yourself. You also have the option to cite it right here. So we have MLA 9 and we have APA 7th. So it's important to see what editions your citations are. Every database has different updates when it comes to the addition of the citation style. You also have the option to cite a resource right from the OneSearch catalog. You can do so right here where the quotation marks are. And you just choose your citation. Now it is good to double check depending on, of course, the editions, like I said before. Now let's say you found a couple resources that you know you want to look at later. So you're going to go into your bookmarks. You can choose to email this to yourself or print it. You can also export it to different citation websites. But you do have the option to save it as a citation. It doesn't give you the spacing, so it may look a little weird, but it does, give you that option. Usually what I'll do as myself, I'll leave it in this format because it has the hyperlinks, and then I'll email it to myself. And you just type in the email if you want to do a message, you verify you're not a robot, and you click send. All right, now it is your turn. Do a couple of keyword searches based on your topic and see what you can find. Okay, we are back on the home page, and there's one additional source I do want to show you. So right here under Research Help, we have a spot that says Research Guides. And right here in the Subject Guide section, we have one for sociology. And this is a guide where we've compiled some information for you to help you along with your sociology research. Under Library Resources, we have broken it down into books in the library and ebooks, journal articles and magazines, and evaluating sources and citations. In evaluating sources and citations, it breaks down the difference between popular, scholarly, and reference materials. Depending on how much research you've done, you may still not have gotten to the point where you can tell the difference very quickly, and that's perfectly all right. That's why we have this resource here for you. For this assignment, you need scholarly content. So it's best to look for content that's an article written by a professional in the field, someone who has a PhD in that field, has been working in that field for a very long time. You want to see if the content is published in a respected journal, such as an example given here, the Journal of American Dental Association, and your best library resources, such as NC Live and ProQuest Central. These are databases we have available through the library. We also have below the difference between primary, secondary, and tertiary resources. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Sometimes it's even hard for me to remember the difference because the lines can really blur sometimes. But in general, a primary reference is a source that is the original item produced during that time, such as a letter, a photograph, a diary, a newspaper article sometimes, artifacts, things like that. A secondary resource is considered the commentary on an event, place, person, or thing. And that's primarily what most scholarly articles are. You also get criticism sometimes. You'll have your textbooks. Those are considered secondary resources. And then you also have tertiary resources. These are also called reference sources, and they include background or basic information such as who, what, when, where, and they are usually, dictionaries, encyclopedias, almanacs, fact books. Many of these can also be considered secondary sources, just so you know. Just so you know, we do have some recommendations in here for you. We have some book recommendations. We let you know what's new. We let you see what materials we have on reserve. We do have sociology textbooks on reserve, including the one for this class. So just so you know, you can come to the library and check it out and use it in the library space. We also have, some general recommendations, the sociology of things. I did also include call numbers to help you along the way if you choose to use a book. The library here, we use the Library of Congress classification system, which is different than the Dewey Decimal System. The Library of Congress classification system, also known as LOC or LC, is it starts with letters and then it breaks down into numbers. And it can get quite complicated if you don't know how the call number system works, but we here at the library know it very well, so if you need any help along the way, please let us know. We are happy to. We did also include some sociology resources here for you, and this is basic information such as careers in sociology, organizations and associations, government resources, data and statistics, tests and measures. We also have some international resources here for you. Just in case you are very interested in sociology and doing more in that field, we did compile this resource page for you. If you're struggling with how to use any of the databases, we do have a spot here back on the homepage under Quick Links for videos and tutorials. And we have this broken down by databases, library tutorials, reading for fun, and writing tips. So here in databases, we have a few here for you just to help you along the way a little bit. One of the most common databases you will come across is called ProQuest, which is right here. And we have some video tutorials on ProQuest Basics and also ProQuest's eBook Central. This is a huge hub for ebooks that the library uses, and sometimes it can be a little confusing, so we also have tutorials for that as well. One that could be really helpful for a sociology class is down here called Social Explorer. And this is a database that does mapping technology. It's primarily for demographics, so it could be really helpful depending on what kind of research you're doing. So we have the general getting started and then a breakdown of really how to get in deep with how Social Explorer works. We also have a spot here for library tutorials, and this breaks down a lot of what I told you today. We do have a tour of the library here. This is searching the library catalog for a book, so I did explain this to you earlier, so if you need to go back to either this video or a shorter video, you can go here. We have tutorials on renewing your books, doing an interlibrary loan request, how to use Hoopla, and Dogwood Digital Library. These are two resources we have that have ebooks, audiobooks, music, movies, a ton of content for you. All you need is your library card. We also have a spot for writing tips. It is highly recommended that you contact the Writing Center for any writing needs. We do have a few tips here though, specifically for writing a research paper. And then we also have a spot on reading for fun. And that is the basics of the library and its website. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions, you can go back through this video or you can contact me directly. I will show you my contact information right here. I am Nicole Vandeford. I am one of the academic librarians, and you can click right here to email me, or you can contact my extension, which is 6239. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye.